Hello there, welcome to Nerd.World Films and another episode in my exploration of certain elements of the Lord of the Rings movie series, as well as The Hobbit, of course, in anticipation of the new Amazon series coming out based on the events supposedly of the Silmarillion in the Second Age, but different story. In this one today, this story is about the Wargs, seen in both the Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now I should point out once again, as in my last video, this is a films channel and I am following the lore of the movies, not the books. So it's what we saw on screen and let's discuss them. Before we do, I should point out this video is sponsored by my sponsor, The Beard Struggle. And they have many different ways to bring yourself to a healthier and fuller and more awesome and glorious beard, but we'll discuss them later in the video. For now, let's get into this story of the Wargs. The Wargs were first encountered by Thorin and his group of dwarfs while they were attempting to make their journey back to capture their original homeland. Azog the Despoiler used a large great warg as his personal mount. Generally, in physical appearance, they resemble a large wolf, as they are actually related to wolves distantly. These creatures, it's unknown if they are some kind of mockery of wolves or are simply a breed of creature that has been bred to be rideable. They are quite intelligent, surprisingly loyal, and extremely ferocious. Most importantly, they are extremely fast and agile creatures. They are a far superior mount to a horse or any other mount, generally and typically used by humans or even elves. It's one of the few things really the armies of Mordor really had in its favour, the Wargs. The downside is they were so hyper aggressive they could sometimes turn on the orcs that were riding them. But in the Hobbit movies, these are rode by Gundabad orcs. These are Wargs bred in the north, the northern breed, which is generally much more wolf-like in appearance. Is basically just an enlarged wolf, obviously with a strengthened back so it can be ridden. The only time they are seen not to be able to outrun something is when Radagast uses his hares to distract them away from Thorin, Gandalf and the other members of his company. But ultimately these creatures would be used to track them down, herd them, attack them, but would ultimately be slain and defeated along with the orcs that were controlling them. But as I said, in general appearance, these are basically a large wolf. They come in various colours, but typically are brown, grey or black, and there are some rare examples of white fur within the breed. The next group of wargs that we encounter, we'll discuss after this. Now I'm just going to take a quick moment to tell you about the sponsor, and that would be The Beard Struggle. They are a brand that I've been using for some time now. I will admit I have tried other brands and I have found that the Beard Struggle are probably one of the better, if not the best, for your general beard care. Now I know you think because I'm being sponsored, it's something in my vested interest. Genuinely, I use them myself, I like them, I've actually had a delivery today. But if you don't like it, no one's going to make you buy, so I'm not going to tell you to buy it. I'm just going to tell you what they offer and that there's a link in the description below that if you follow you'll get 15% off your first purchase. They offer a wide range of products that vary from beard growth formulas to help you grow a beard if you have a patchy beard or it's just generally you don't think it's thick enough or it's just not strong enough. They have the things for you. They also have a variety of additional merchandise, but that's irrelevant really to the context of this, but they mainly focus on beard oils. They have a new range of colognes which are rather nice. They also have, of course, general shampoos, conditioners, body washes, as well as, more importantly, which is the real appeal of this brand for me, they have gadgets, and gadgets are great. I don't care what line of product it is, and believe it or not, they've got gadgets. They have everything from a small rubber sort of prickly thing that, which, Jesus Christ, I can't remember what it's called, uses to help you permeate the bristles of your beard and get the shampoo and conditioner deeper in, and also rub against your skin to get any kind of dirt or grime off there. They have day and night oil tonics for the beard oil, and to complement them they have a selection of balms, and the best thing that they sell is the carbon X beard straightener. It is magnificent. It's got pretty durable design. It has 3 different setting modes. It has a decent battery, but also this new version comes with a charging stand, which you can just leave plugged in and just leave the thing charging. Although I'm not advising you to do anything electrical, I unplug it, but I charge it after every use. All the same, makes a nice little decoration on my desk. So that's what they do. Do with that as you will. Back to this video. Also, a little thing, I fixed my camera because I noticed that I've been like massive amounts of headroom on this thing. Done it for a couple of videos now. Must have knocked it. Really irrelevant to this lore, but there you go. Sidetrack, tangent, woo! Anyway, the next breed are the Eastern Wargs. Now these are what we encounter attacking the Fellowship. They are dispatched by Saruman, who orders his orc warg riders to intercept and slow down the riders of Rohan. These things are large, more hyena-like, and a little bit more feral in their disposition. They are stronger, extremely aggressive, and much more prone to turning on their orc compatriots than the wolf version. Although technically they are the same species, we can probably call them a subspecies or a different breed, a bit like, I suppose, the difference between a boxer and a staffy. I use those as examples because that's what I own. These creatures are seen to be able to operate independently of their riders. They seem to have, once they've zoned in on a target, which is probably allocated by the rider, they just keep going. So even if the orc on them is killed, the warg will keep going. They are, albeit unsuccessful in fully stopping the march of the riders of Rohan, they are still quite effective slowing them down. We also see one of these creatures at the siege of Minas Tirith. God, I'm not good with Tolkienian words. Anyway, and although we don't see it actually do anything at that fight, which is kind of a shame, but it is definitely the general's steed of choice. An aggressive creature that denounced power, because most likely any orc who is strong enough to ride the bloody thing is deserving of some respect, because he's not only been able to survive being around it, but he's also been able to survive taming it and creating a bond with it and keeping control over it. Because the warg riders do seem to be amongst the elite amongst the orc ranks, at least that's how I interpret it from what I see in the movies. And again, I'm following movie law, not book law on wargs, which is a little different as I understand. But, as I said, in terms of general appearance, the northern wargs, controlled by the Gundabad orcs, are much more wolf-like, and the eastern wargs, which are bred in Mordor generally, are more hyena-like. They have small beady eyes, they generally have a sort of matted gingery fur. Oh my god, they're angry gingers. I can say that because my girlfriend's ginger. And angry. Probably angry at me for saying this and putting it on the internet that she's an angry ginger. If you don't see me again, she has killed me, probably fed me to a warg. So, there we go. In the movie universe, that is how we see these creatures portrayed and how they are utilized. They are savage, feral, vicious creatures, which, to be honest, I actually remember watching The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and thinking to myself, those are bloody good mounts. I mean, it's like, I play Warcraft, so in Warcraft, the orcs have wolf mounts and things like that. I don't like them in Warcraft, but I could in this I could see it. I was like, I can see it now. It's awesome. Those mounts are great. Why don't the humans use them? I mean, is there any particular reason? I mean, I know in the books it's a little different. They're more intelligent. They're vicious creatures, but I never got any distinct impression that in the movie universe where they were meant to be anything but animals. I mean, it's easy to say because obviously Melkor took elves and he made orcs in mockery of them, supposedly, allegedly. And the Uruk-hai, a bit more complex and mysterious, but a conversation actually with my partner today came up with a theory that the Uruk-hai are actually in mockery of man because they are described as being more man-like. And etc, etc. So it's possible he took a wolf, a natural benevolent creature, nice, still a predatory animal, it's still dangerous, but it's a nice natural creature amongst the children of Arda, and he created this in mockery of it. It is possible, but I never got that impression that that's what's happening in the films. I think they're just creatures, and I don't see any reason that if an orc can tame it, a human couldn't tame it. So why aren't they using them as well? I mean, in many ways, these creatures are vastly superior to a horse. They're faster, they're more durable. I don't know if they've got more longevity to them, but more stamina, but they seem to be decent, and they seem to be very effective in battle as well. It could be the upkeep of the creatures doesn't outweigh the minimal benefit you get from using them in combat, but all the same, I did wonder it when I was watching the movie. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the wargs, and I once again reiterate, not book law. I have to keep saying it because, well, I have to keep saying that this is the internet, but if you want to moan about it and complain, go ahead in the comments. But if you want to have a nice discussion about the movies, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and we can talk about the movies, because the movies are great, and whether or not you're excited for the upcoming adaptation on Amazon. I mean, I know it's become a bit of a polarizing topic online generally, but we'll call it a safe space here to talk about it, because I'm kind of looking forward to it. I try not to judge things beforehand. The only thing I can think of that I didn't like the sound of was that they have condensed several millennia of story into just a couple of 100 years because they don't want to keep killing off all the human characters. And I just thought, just have different human characters season to season. I wouldn't care. But if they do it right and it's done well and it serves the story, then I don't see a problem. But discuss it in the comments below. And with all that said, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, bye bye. Don't forget to check out my sponsor, The Beard Struggle, if you want to grow yourself a beard or you already have one.